Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the Play Safe Holiday 2. It's like I guess I could say you're welcome back. It's like you two part 2 safe, for Play Safe Holiday is talking about is like types of toys that I mentioned, about the things that when you use that you would think about. It's like buy at the fireworks stands it is, but of course these ideas I went ahead and drew right here. Of course, is talking about is like the types of toys that more likely that you may see that people probably think about whenever you buy fireworks and you burn them and they're gone. But then of course the type of a fireworks, the types of play safe toys that I'm talking about. It's like maybe I can maybe call them toys, but like to say that the fireworks is like that for the play safe holiday events. It is the types of accessories that you would need for the that maybe that you need to like to have and stuff for the play safe holiday. It is, but in order to be able to celebrate the holidays, it is. But basically, it's talking about right here. As you see right here is the helicopter. It is, and then of course you got right here is the hot rider right here, and then of course it's like with the motorcycle. It is, and what some people probably think about whenever they buy, say, fireworks, it is just knowing about that last time I went fireworks shopping, I think they had a few car design fireworks that they were like what you call it's like hot runners. It was, and then of course that I'm wondering if they would have like what you call it's like a helicopter design. It's like that you would see like you got the pilots right here, but then of course they would have it to where like have it like a battery operated, something that more likely that could be used all year round. It is. But just go ahead right here. Let's just say if there was like one-way glass, but right here, it's like right here inside the cockpit it is, and then you have right here is for the helicopter. And a lot of times, what people probably thinking about whenever they go shop around looking for fireworks, they may think about if they're going to go out and buy a helicopter, type of firework or anything like that, or maybe an airplane or maybe a jet or something like that, knowing about that you light it and then of course see what it does after you light the fuse. It is, and a lot of times that the way I think about it is like ways that you could be able to celebrate and no one's like to play safe. And a lot of times with I would probably think about whenever I was young and knowing about that you used to play with, say, with fire a lot of times, and a lot of times that they even offer, it's like you say the I think the tubes, I think you call them tubes. It is that to be able to light the fireworks, the fireworks it is. But on the other hand too, that you have right here, as I went ahead and included is these lights right here in the front of the helicopter. It is. It's like if you were to have like what you call lights right here. It's like you say be flashing off and on lights. It is. And a lot of times, if you were to go out and buy fireworks, is just knowing about the types of things that maybe that you would like to have. Maybe you'd like to see coming to the fireworks stands. It's like knowing about if you have like it's the helicopter or it could be the Hot Wheel. It is, and knowing about whenever you light the fuse. It is, and a lot of times that they go like or it goes or like. Or it goes like some of them would go and shoot up in the air, and then of course they're like. But other than that, is like knowing about. You got right here is the motorcycle, and of course is add some details right here for the motorcycle. Is like you have right here is for the back of the motorcycle. You got right here is the wheel at about right here. It is be riding like light the fuse. It is, and go ahead and. See here if I can go ahead and put like an example of a fuse like about right here. And it's like you say light the fuse, and a lot of times people are probably thinking about that you light the fuse and then knowing about what's it gonna do. It goes like but or but other than that, like knowing about that any type of fireworks thing, especially like the firecracker kind, it's like knowing about that if you have a type of firework, it is that whenever you light it, that if you were to light the fuse, it is, and just knowing about it, it goes up in the air, and of course it could spin like a rotating angle. It's like or you know, but other than that, like knowing about, go ahead and add its, you know, details right here for the blue. But a lot of times, you know, whenever people buy fireworks, people probably thinking about, you know, we're not that, you know, yeah, $4 or $5 for one of those fireworks. For one of those fireworks, and all it does is just go like beep and beep beep. But on the other hand, too, that knowing about, if you're going to have kids, you know, walking up to the fireworks stands and maybe buying fireworks, it is, and that knowing about, if you were to get one of those big ones, like, you know, maybe the bottle rockets or the cruise, you say, I don't know if they, I think they got like a firework brand by name, I think of that, you know, cruise missiles, I think it was, you know, at times say the Antagro at missiles or something like that. But other than that, like knowing about with me that around the time of the 4th of July came around the corner, I think about it is like with me, my dad, and of course, you know, my mom and my parents, it is that they talk about that a lot of times that we would go out and spend about you know, at least $50 on fireworks. It was, I would say, at least. Maybe a little bit more than that, maybe a little bit less than that, but on your hand too, that knowing about, you get a bag full of fireworks, and then all of a sudden it's like that, yeah, you burn them and they're gone, but on your hand too, that knowing about is like the types of entertainment, you know, talking about right here is the kind of stuff that more likely they can maybe think about that last, you know, throughout the year. It is maybe like a t-shirt or something, but I'm talking about if you were to actually build something, you maybe battery operated, you say, you know, helicopter it is, and it knowing about is like that if you were to battery operated, and of course there will be like what you call a compartment to where you can put, you know, inside it, you know, anything that uses like what you call is like a jet. I go ahead and use, like you say, a pin as like an example, but use like what you call is like a jet, you know, jet good. So pack it is, you got right here is the fuse, about right here it is, you would light the fuse, and then of course it's like it would cause have the helicopter go up in the air, and then of course it would do like and then I don't know if it would explode. You know, people probably thinking about it. It's not called a firework, you know, if it don't explode. But on the other hand too, that knowing about, there's some type of action that goes on with it, knowing about that, you know, the type of smell it lets off. It's like or but on the other hand too, that knowing about it, like, you know, the types of fireworks that you know, you think that you would like to buy, that more likely that, you know, could be what you call maybe only a few dollars. It is, you know, a couple of dollars, and just knowing about that, you know, the most exciting part is like whatever ideas that you think you come up with is knowing about. It's like you talk about, it's like the fireworks. I know the fireworks, you'd light them, and of course that they would do like what you call is like a rotating spin. You know, kind of like this right here. It's like knowing about it's like with the rotating spin, but or that's like, you know, turn it, and then just like do something, turn it the other way, and then of course do something more, like. But other than that, is talk about for play safe, say holiday it is knowing about, you got there is the car, and then of course right here is you with the tires, and then he's like but other than that, like you have right there, you know, maybe the top say Tasso missiles or anything like that. But other than that, is talking about is like, you know, the amount of money, of course, is spent, is like knowing about, you know, the types of things that you'd like to see. Of course, maybe come to the fireworks stands. Is knowing about. It's like the tops there. It's like so far as, you know, for a play safe holiday, it is knowing that the types of things that more likely that you maybe like to work with. It's like you saying things that you would like to see. It is. And knowing about, it's like so far as like you say is be careful. It's like talking about, you know, for the play safe, it's like, you know, holiday colors.